beautiful day, a little bit of rainy weather, but that's all right. How y'all doing, traders? Time for one of my favorite parts of the day, which is my trading journal time. Trading journal, this part is really valuable to me and helpful to me, and it counts as trading work. Not all trading work is sitting there staring at the computer, right? There's more to it. So, let's talk about that. It's April 18th, 2023. Make some evasive maneuvers here. Little tractor action back here with Kane on the tractor. Okay, let's get into it. April 18th, there's less than 2 weeks left in the month, and I'm up 3.5 R right now. I'm up $3,500. My living expense a month is around $3,500 to $4,000, depending on the month. I could survive on 3 with what I'm doing, what I want to do. That is a success. That is a huge success so far, considering the last 3 months I lost 17, I lost 30, I lost 18. I had horrible months. Something needed to change, and guess what? Something changed. Now, I could have done a lot better. I could do a lot better. I'm still making a lot of errors, but I like that I'm making money, and most importantly, I'm not losing money. Now, another development is one of my goals was to have a greater than 50% win percentage. Right now, I have greater than 50% win percentage, just barely, but I've never had more than 50% win percentage any month, including my best months. So that is also a huge win. My risk reward isn't great, and I'm making various errors, but I'm making certain errors. I'm not making various errors. I'm making similar errors. There's a lot of errors that I've eliminated, but there's a lot of errors that I'm still making. So, yeah, where are we? That's where I'm at. Now, I have a couple challenges going to. One of them, I'm down about 4%, so I need to go on a hot streak in the last couple weeks. Another one, I'm up 6% and only need to get to 8%, so I'm almost there. But I've been almost there since the first week and kind of stalled out. But I'm not forcing it. I'm hanging in there, taking my time, waiting for my A+ setup, which I haven't seen in a while, so it's okay. So I did make an error today, and that error was closing a trade at the worst time, too early. So I put on a trade yesterday. I did put it after the close, a couple hours after the close. However, I really liked the entry. It was what I was looking for and waiting for. We got a big red candle on Bitcoin, and I believe we're in an environment where I'm just not going to indiscriminately long or trade anything, but longing big red candles has worked pretty well this year. So when the open, in the first couple hours of the open, when we took the low the previous day on a big green wick and started to move up, I took the entry. Sure enough, it worked pretty well. It was moving nicely before I went to bed. But when I checked in the morning, it had, the Bitcoin was in profit. Okay, both Bitcoin and ETH were giving potential exit signals. They had both swept the previous day's high. ETH considerably, and had fallen a lot. Bitcoin by a little bit. And I saw ETH now showing a loss and coming towards my stop loss, because I had advanced my stop loss very close to my stop. And I had an exit trigger, which the exit trigger was maybe 6 hours old though. And I exited, and I took, in my challenge accounts, I took an R here or there. I took half an R in my live account. So I'm not going to complain too much about making money today and claiming profit, but as is often the case, as something's moving towards my stop and I exited at the low of the day. Like, I'm perfect at this. I'm so good at that. I sold my long, so I sold the low of the day on the 5-minute candle. Crazy, how do you do that? So I'm just supposed to wait, and I should have waited, and guess what? We rallied nicely, and it would have changed, and I would have gotten another, as last I checked, it would have been 2R, so an extra $2,000, and then an extra an extra 1R in each of my trades. So depending on the trade, it would have been good. Now, what actually went wrong is that I didn't wait, and this is a common problem of not waiting long enough. It's hard to wait. In trading, you get paid to wait. So a couple thoughts on this. First of all, when you're trading, every single day is like the Marshmallow experiment. The Marshmallow experiment is where they took a bunch of kids, one kid at a time. You sit them alone in a room with a marshmallow in front of them and say, hey, you can eat this marshmallow now, but if you wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long, we're going to come back and give you a second marshmallow. So most kids ate the first marshmallow, but they came back and they studied these kids as they became adults in the coming years. And they found that those who had deferred pleasure, those who had waited for that second marshmallow, did better in all things in life. So you're sitting there as a trader, you want to trade, you have a marshmallow in front of you, but you have to wait for that A+ double marshmallow setup, right? Is this the second marshmallow I've been waiting for? And generally you know it when you see it, or you have a sense that this might be. But in my case, oftentimes I see something that I'm like, this is good enough. It's one marshmallow, but ends up being a loser. Or, I cannot wait for that second marshmallow, so I'm going to take 1R here, but the trade runs to 2, 3R, whatever it is, right? Cannot wait. So what really happened this morning is my inability to wait. When I started the day, I started by going on my phone and checking my phone. That's how I started. I got out of bed, I went to the bathroom, I checked my phone. Now I checked my messages, and I had messages from my friend John, who I talk a trading business with. And then instead of going for a walk, I went on a line. And I happened to see, yes, I saw an exit trigger. Yes, price was moving against me. And I closed right there. And I could say, hey, it's unlucky. What are the odds that essentially the first 10 minutes of being online, 5 to 10 minutes, was the low of the day? Well, it's a message saying you have to wait. If I had waited on my phone, and I had waited on my computer, and I had gone for a walk, and I had come back later, price would have started to trend back in my favor. And then if I wait, price can keep moving in my favor, and I can end the day up big. So it all comes down to waiting, and not just waiting and trading, but being discretionary and under control and waiting. And I can take action every day, but think about what makes me good at waiting, right? I have to think about and reinforce that I'm good at waiting. Like deferring pleasure, I'm pretty good at that. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't drink coffee. I have all these things these skills, different accomplishments that I don't see results right away. It takes years, and I just keep trying, I keep going, and I find success eventually. I've done long distance relationships, obviously a lot of waiting in that. So I should be able to do the waiting required for trading. Now, I made a couple other errors, which is where in my challenge account, I had a couple throwaway trades where I jumped in, even though it wasn't a great setup, and it immediately moved against me, and I immediately just took loss and exited. And then, so in that one challenge account, I gave back a third of what I made today. I went up 3,000, I gave back 1,000. And a couple things, backing up. I don't love this about trading, it's challenging, but I appreciate about trading that it asks me to be better at all things. I appreciate it about trading that it's asking me to be good and level up at everything that I do, that it's asking me to be more disciplined in my life. And I am feeling some effects of that. I've been working out more. I feel like my habits have generally been improving. I feel like I look healthier, I feel healthier, and I'm happy with that. Now, back to the challenge thing. I also appreciate having challenge accounts because it's a lot less stressful. It doesn't feel like real money because it's not real money. It feels like playing a game that I paid to sign up for. And I especially appreciate having like a throwaway challenge account that's losing, where I can put all my punting and gambling into that account. But I would prefer to not do any punting and gambling and just trade really solid, which I need to do, and I need to get better. But things are going okay. I made money today. I'm trading decently. I'm trading a lot better this month than past months, and I want to stick with that. And then, after that, I'm flat. I don't have any limit orders. I don't see a high probability trade. I've, for the most part, gotten away from compulsive trading. And I'm doing a much better job of exercising patience and waiting for that right opportunity. So, overall good. We'll see how the rest of the month goes. There's a little less than half left, so maybe I can have another good week or two and end the week with a surplus. And I would love to pass one of these challenges too. I've had so many close calls where if I just hold, it's been super close. If I were to manage my profit taking a little bit better, then things would be moving and grooving a bit more. So it's all about waiting though. So here's the thing though, like in that children's study with the marshmallow, they have to sit in the room and with the marshmallow in front of them. But what you can do is get up from your trading desk and go do something else and just come back every once in a while and check if that second marshmallow is on your plate. So I'm a big fan of just being available to trade throughout the day, but not sitting there watching price. Like, check back and see how it developed. Because sitting there, the longer you sit there, the more you want to take that marshmallow. Because in the case of trading, that second marshmallow might not show up in 15 minutes. It might not even show up today. It might not show up this week. You might not see a good setup, right? You need the right conditions to trade with a high win rate. And that means patience, but also not tempting fate, like sitting in front of that marshmallow, right? So another thing I'm doing good about is just getting out and doing more activities outside during trading hours, which much. I find that to be helpful. Like just being super busy. One other thought. Oh yeah, this we'll wrap up on this. Is so I'm starting to rethink of myself not as a trader, not as trading for money, but as having a trading business. Even though I don't have any employees other than myself, because when I think I don't want to identify as a trader, because I don't want to identify with the activity of trading. Because if you identify with the activity of trading and say, like, I have this time blocked out for trading, of course you're going to want to trade. But if I think about I have a trading business, then like I'm going to check on my trading business and possibly take no action, right? It also kind of reframes it. Where a business works for you, right? So it reminds me as well that this thing is supposed to work for me. Like I'm not a trader. I'm certainly not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I have a trading business. And yeah, a business doesn't necessarily need to take that long-term run, right? Passive income is real, to an extent. It takes some time, but to an extent, passive income is real. Okay. Let's get it.